As we're waiting for any ounce of news on Kingdom Hearts 4, I decided to look back at when Remind DLC came out and we finished it and we saw the ending and all that, and we saw Yozora uttering the words of what Sora said at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1, essentially kind of saying that he's the main character of his story, and we're kind of in his world a little bit. It's very reminiscent of Versus 13 with what we saw, and my question to you is, how much of Versus 13 will make it into Kingdom Hearts 4? And I know that sounds weird. However, I feel, and this is just a kind of theory of mine, but I feel that Nomura is going to try to attempt to tell, kind of like how you would do in a style of a YouTube video where you're saying like Kingdom Hearts story in 10 minutes, just the entirety. But instead it's going to be, here's the Versus 13 story that I wanted to tell back then. Now, in Kingdom Hearts 4 in the world of Quadratum, I'm going to tell you the entire story in a condensed form with Yozora's arc. We're going to fit it into Kingdom Hearts and just like in a way of saving Sora, because we saw that Sora in the final world talked to Strelitzia as well as the girl that Yozora is looking for, and we end up in the world where Strelitzia is, and we know that, well, if we talk to Strelitzia and we are there where she ends up and we're there, that means that girl that Yozora is also trying to find is also there. And right there gives Nomura an end. He's able to now be able to tell the story probably Versus 13, in a way, obviously you had Lunafreya or Stella as was the name of the original, but I feel like maybe the story was going to be Noctis was going to lose Stella and have to figure out how to save her. Because in that Verum Rex, kind of trailer for that game that we saw in the Toy Story world, we saw that he pretty much lost her, and now probably at least the game was going to now be like, okay, I got to figure out how to find her. So that's going to be where Yozora and Riku come in. Riku is trying to save Sora, and Yozora is trying to save the whatever name they're going to give that girl. It's obviously not going to be Lunafreya, it's not going to be Stella, but it's going to be something. We'll find out, and I can't wait to know. But Yozora and Riku are probably going to have a battle. They're going to be so evenly matched to the point where, okay, they realize that they both have a common goal. They're in this world. They lost someone that they care about, and they're trying to look for them. They're going to come together and try to find the persons that they're looking for. And right there is the start of where Nomura can now tell the story of Versus 13 in a way that he can finally close the chapter of his life that he was not able to tell. There was a void where he could not fill because of the fact he wasn't able to tell the Versus 13 story. But now fast forward to when Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, he is able to tell that story if he chooses to. And the thing is, it wouldn't be far-fetched or even a bad thing to include that story in Quadratum, because you're technically in Yozora's world. Yozora is, the main character, quote unquote, of this world they're in. And I only say this because at the end of Remind, he utters the words of, I've been having a lot of weird thoughts lately. And that is the main character's words of Kingdom Hearts 1. We know Sora says that. That's how the game starts. That's what we were first brought to when we put in the game and heard that. And hearing Yozora speak the quote that we heard Sora say when his journey started was very weird, but I loved it because it's pretty much saying he's the main character. Now, I'm not saying he's the main character of Kingdom Hearts 4. I am not. However, I am saying that we're in his world and he is the main character of that world, and we have to help him in the story that they decide to tell when we're in there. I do think it's going to be a Versus 13 story. I do. And that might be a copium take, but I think the theories are just right there. You don't give us these references to Versus 13 and even the Verum Rex trailer in Toy Story. Like, there's so many similarities, and I mean, I'm just excited to see. Quadratum is the first world that I've been excited about in a very long time. Because one thing that Kingdom Hearts does really well is when they decide to make an original world, it's 9 times out of 10 like a very integral part to the story and are normally bangers to play, at least in my opinion. And Quadratum looks like the most ambitious original world they've ever tried to tackle, and I honestly cannot wait to play it. And obviously Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to have Disney worlds for us to go to, and I understand that. So I feel like Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts 2 in a way, where we start in Twilight Town and it does take a chunk of the game. Then we go to all the Disney worlds, and then we come back to Twilight Town to lead us in to where we need to go. And then it just leads to the ending of the game and we get all that. So I feel like Quadratum, we're gonna either start in Quadratum or it's gonna be in the middle or somewhere, but I feel like we're gonna start in Quadratum and we're gonna end in Quadratum, or at least end in Quadratum that leads into another world where that's the ending of that game. Because Quadratum definitely has to be the main focal point of the game for sure. It has to be the main hub world, just the main world like as a whole. How they structure it within the game, I have no idea, but I just hope that the majority of our time is going to be in that world just for story's sake, because I mean, it looks great. You have the internal struggles of one, Sora stuck in this world, probably trying to save the people within where he's residing. Then you have Riku and Yazora's struggle of trying to save the ones they care about, trying to get to Sora and Strelitzia they don't even know is there, and the unnamed girl that we don't know that Yazora is looking for. And more than likely, Sora's going to bond with Strelitzia so much to the point where he's going to try to save her and bring her back. And who knows all the other characters that we're going to meet within that world. Plus, you know, Masters of Masters is also residing in Quadratum as well. So we know that there's just a whole dynamic. This game is going to be insane. And I just can't wait to play that world. I'm telling you, that's one thing. It could be up there with my favorite world of all time if they do it right and the story's great. But let me know down in the comment section below what you think. Do you believe that Nomura is going to attempt to tell the story of Versus 13 within Kingdom Hearts 4, and I should say within Quadratum? Or do you think it's just going to be a one-off? We got the reference at the end of Remind DLC, but that was the extent of it. Now Yazora is the main character. No ties to Versus 13 at all. Nothing. It's just the original Kingdom Hearts 4 story, and that's all we're going with. Because I mean, I'll also be fine with that. I won't be mad at that, but I'm just curious to see what everyone thinks. Because I'll have my copium theory of he's going to be telling Versus 13's story within Kingdom Hearts 4 in that world. It will be a very condensed version of the story, but he's at least going to tell the main things of, I feel like he's going to be telling the conclusion of Versus 13, like probably like the latter climactic half of what was going to be in there, but just that's going to be the story of Yazora as a whole. So we might not get like the build up in the beginning and learn all the characters, but in reality we know we're just seeing Yazora's true intentions and what he's trying to do, and Riku and Yazora is going to team up to save the ones. And yeah, I mean, that's what I think. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts down below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and you guys know the drill. I will see you guys later.